Mexico. I've got to go to Monaco, right? And tonight I committed to a talk at Oxford University, the Oxford Union. I mean, Barack Obama, you know, probably Winston Churchill, all these unbelievable...
Probably Winston Churchill, yeah?
Most probably addressed Oxford University, yeah. And now Eddie Hearn. I've got to drive up there now to get it done. And I said, you're like, come here. I said, you've got 20 minutes. And now you want to take the piss out of the fact that I'm wearing a tie.
You look good, mate, I've got to say.
I look better than good, yeah. But order in the court. I mean, whatever. Talk to me about Mexico, Monte Carlo, and of course, Saudi Arabia. Come on, let's go.
Let's have a recap from Cancun in Mexico. A bit mental that you put a show on that night, but haven't caught up with all of it, obviously on socials. But yeah, just a recap from Mexico, Eddie.
It was an amazing night. I mean, obviously I know we had the madness of Saudi Arabia, but following that, firstly, Sugar Nunes, fantastic knockout performance again, one of the biggest pound-for-pound punchers in the sport. He's going to fight Rakhimov now in a final eliminator for Joe Cordina, which is a brutal X-rated fight. Justice Hooney beat Andrew Tabiti in a really good heavyweight matchup as well. Hooney goes to 8-0, going to be a real problem in the heavyweight division. Big star from Australia. And then Rocky Hernandez against Oshaki Foster. What a fight. I mean, Rocky Hernandez building a big lead up in the fight. The 11th round, watch it back, one of the best rounds I've ever seen live. Looks like he's about to get stopped. Chins Oshaki Foster, he's out. They're both going toe-to-toe on the ropes. Rocky Hernandez up on the scorecards, just has to survive 3 minutes. He gets to 25 seconds left in the round. He's been knocked down twice. He doesn't know how to hold. All he knows how to do is have a tear up. And the referee jumps in and stops it. 25 seconds for him to be crowned world champion. So big respect to Oshaki Foster, who, if Joe Cordina, we'll go on to the Monaco show this week, can get through out there, against Edward Vasquez, who, by the way, Oshaki Foster trains with and said, this is a tough, tough fight for Joe Cordina. We want to make Joe Cordina against Oshaki Foster in a big unification. Also on the card, our South African world champion, Notashinga, light flyweight, coming off the back of 2 fight of the years. Sully Sissoko in a big fight. And Ramla Ali.
Big night for Ramla, yeah.
Massive. Goes straight back in against Guzman, the Mexican, after that knockout defeat. I mean, unbelievable heart and courage to do it. Very dangerous. Going to be a great fight. And I think Cordina Vasquez will be a great fight. So first time back in Monaco by royal appointment. As you know, 300 people in black ties. Royalty everywhere. Big night for us, can't wait. And heading out to Monaco shortly for Fight Week.
Miss them old Monaco days, to be fair. They were good shows.
Yeah. Really good. And looking forward to being back. And first of many, back in the Principality.
And if people need reminding, Monaco is where Eddie Hearn made Malik Scott and Luis Ortiz.
The worst fight I've ever made. And I convinced Peter Nelson from HBO to buy that fight. And he flew over to Monaco. He was really excited. And he sat there and he was behind me. And I could just feel him looking at me going, Hearn, you are a tosser, convincing me to buy this. Worst fight I've ever put on.
But shout out to Malik Scott, shout out to Luis Ortiz, putting it on the line regardless. Right, Mr. Hearn. Yeah, your name popped up every now and again in Saudi Arabia last week, as you know. And then I saw your little smug interview with Match and Boxing.
Million views.
Really?
Couple of million views.
Yeah. Shut up.
True story.
You've not done 2 million views.
It's done 700,000 just on YouTube. 700,000. Google trending on YouTube.
Massive numbers. All right, so you were the talking point of that night.
Basically, I was the biggest thing that night, yeah.
When I actually watched it, because I was actually quite curious, I was to see your reaction from it, because you had been slated that week from numerous people, and I thought, Hearn's going to give it here. But your interview, that was a bit mad. Was you just getting caught up in the moment with some of your stuff you were saying?
I stand by everything I said, but it was the whole thing was mad. I mean, you know, I'm watching the fight, I'm at the show, and I'm like, Fury goes down. I'm like, what? And then I'm thinking, he's going to come back and start dominating this fight. He doesn't. He gets hurt again in the 8th. The bell goes. I'm like, oh my God, Tyson Fury has just lost to Francis Ngannou. Everyone's messaging me. Fury's just lost. Fury's just lost. Obviously gets a decision. Was a close fight. Fought Ngannou, won it by 1 or 2 rounds, but whatever. And I'm like, and then the funniest thing of the whole thing was, Fury's smart. Fury knows that Usyk ain't even ready for December 23rd, right? But because he knows he's not ready, all week he's going, you better be ready December 23rd. I don't want any excuses. And obviously, Usyk sees that, preys on the weakness, gets in and says, don't forget, 23rd, be a man of your word. So no one even wanted the fight on the 23rd. So I don't know when it's going to be, February, March. It's a big blow for that fight. It's still undisputed, still a big fight.
You said it was dead. I mean, that was a bit mad.
When I say dead, I don't mean dead as in it's not happening. I mean dead as in, it's just like, most people thought Tyson Fury lost. He lost to a debutant, right? A guy that has never had a professional boxing match. That should really have gone down as the greatest victory, not in boxing, but in the history of sport. Like, can we just put that into context? A guy that has never had a professional fight. I don't even think he's had an amateur fight.